Okay, we're gonna go with that. I have no idea if it's in focus. I am praying with my eyes, ears, and nose, honest to goodness. Okay. Hey, good day everyone, my name is Bella, welcome back to this channel. Today's video is going to be all about my Morganite ring, which I'm actually currently not wearing. One moment. Might be helpful if I have the ring. So I do have it in tow. So this is the famous ring that we will be talking about today. So if you guys are ready to get into today's video, let's vibe.
A queen should be a queen, a king should be a king. We on the same page.
So I do have my phone here for a little bit of assistance because I have a folder full of photos to go through. So the whole process of the Morganite and how to source the stones. So I called thousands of places in Sydney. I wanted to find somewhere that I could actually see the stones, see the process. I wanted to be part of this process. I thought it was a really cool concept, the Morganite. I had heard of it on Pinterest, on Instagram. I didn't see too many people in Sydney actually having a Morganite stone, so that really appealed to me, especially because I am more of a what everyone has, I have the opposite of. But I basically knew, one, that I wanted a emerald cut. I really did want a radiant almost, in the sense that I didn't want it to be too fat, like a square, but I didn't want it to be too perfectly cut like a rectangle. I really wanted that radiant glass cut where it would shine a lot more, but obviously that's pretty impossible for a Morganite. So I did end up just getting the classic emerald. We went through Gregory, so that is a jeweler, a pretty well-known jeweler here in Australia. We did go, everything was sourced through Gregory, which did make the process a lot easier. At one stage we were going to split it up and just buy the stone through Gregory, but it just didn't make any sense at the time, so we did just go through Gregory. We did do quite a lot of hands-on design, which I'll get to more when we get to this point. So first things first, we went through, I contacted them, and I basically said I wanted to get a Morganite and I wanted to design a ring, a white gold ring. I wanted it to be around 2 carats. Anything under that just seemed a little pointless, mainly just because obviously Morganite's not a diamond, so obviously it is quite a relatively cheaper stone compared to, you know, getting a diamond. So I figured may as well go big and go home. So we did ask for around 2 carats, so it is a pretty beautiful stone. I did a lot of research in terms of the setting, but that will come later on. So we had basically asked for 2 carat emeralds, please source it and get it back to us. Took about a week. It was really quick. They said, we've got a stone for you, come on in, have a look at it. It was in our budget, so that was really good. The stone ended up being around $1,080 just for the stone. In retrospect, now Morganite is way more cheaper, way more available to the market, way more accessible, so it is a lot cheaper. But every time I see a Morganite, everything down to the details is not what I want. So had I had the chance to buy it, would I do it again? Absolutely. I love the details that my ring has that I have not seen on any other ring. I have seen, obviously, an emerald with diamond Morganite. I've seen it. I've done it. I've seen it everywhere. Have I seen the specific details of exactly what I have? No, I have not. So I'm not saying that I invented this ring, obviously not, but this specific ring, in terms of every minor detail, I have not seen. So I just wanted to make that a little bit clear. So maybe I should put him in the background. Can you see him in the background? Whoop, he just went flying. Just put him here so you can see him. So we went in, they showed us about 3 in the beginning. All 3, I said absolutely not my style, don't want to see them ever again. They were too peachy. I want to make a side note that Morganite does come in different variations, so you can get a really peach colored stone and that is definitely still a Morganite. You could get a really pink stone, still a Morganite. I did at the beginning, I actually wanted more of a peachy colored stone, but when I saw it in person, I was like, huh, jokes. Actually, I do want more of a pinkier based stone. Keep in mind, I really am not a pink person, which just makes me so confused as to why I really like this ring. Another thing that to keep in mind with Morganite, if you have white gold versus rose gold versus just like standard gold, this color of the stone will change. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So when we actually found the stone, I went in and I'll show you how it looks. So basically this is what we saw. So I loved the corners. That was the selling point for me. I absolutely adored it. I thought it was the perfect stone. I'll insert a little teeny video so you can see as well how it's so, it's like obviously in the little cushion you can see that it's a step cut. And I just fell in love with it. As soon as I saw it, I said, that's my stone. Like I knew straight away that that was the exact stone that I wanted. So I was really, really happy. So thus began the process of let's set a mold, let's see what it looks like, at what the stone will look like, and then we'll go from there. I said that I wanted extremely thin diamonds on the side. Now when I say extremely thin, I meant extremely thin. I did not mean a thick band. So actually, funny enough, in comparison, what they were trying to sell me on for the stone was actually what this band ended up being. I'm pretty sure it ends up being, I'm like 95% sure it's like 0.025. So in comparison, I'll show you. So this one here is the Morganite, and then this one here is my new ring, just like diamond ring. So this is the width that I wanted of the diamonds, and then this is the one that they was trying to sell me on. Basically, their main concern was that the stone itself was going to be too big for the band that I was requesting. When we were in store, they were really pushing me, and I was getting fed up, and I was about to walk away with the stone. That's why when I mentioned at the beginning that we nearly went elsewhere, because they were not listening to what I was saying, and I was getting really, really frustrated. I understand from a jeweler's perspective what they were trying to say, but I had seen it done before with actual diamonds, so I didn't understand why. But it was just getting so frustrating, and I said, can you please just do the mold, show me what it will look like, because to be honest, if I had seen the mold and it looked stupid, obviously I wouldn't want it. So like, you need to show me visually, because there was no, in the store, there was no rings that were that width with that sort of high stone in any colored stone, so I couldn't really see what they were trying to tell me. So long story short, we got the wax mold. I don't have any photos of that, which is really annoying. I really regret not getting the mold, sorry. But basically what ended up happening is we got the wax mold. It was the correct width, which is the width of what I actually ended up with. And then I also, when we got it, the wax mold was way too shallow. It was basically flat on my hand, and I was like, dude, I told you that I wanted it basically in the sky. That's basically what I wanted my Morgan. I wanted to be super, super high. I had the smaller version of the Grand Perriaggio by Michael Hill, and it is so high. So when you actually compare the two stones together, funny enough, lo and behold, they're the exact same height, which is pretty much exactly what I wanted. I did not want to have to compromise on that. That was something that was really a big deal. So with this Morganite, one of the things when you are designing the ring, you have the option to do a different band to the claw setting. So with my particular Morganite, I had a white gold band with my diamonds on the side, with a with a rose gold claw setting. 4 prongs, that was it. End of story. The ring arrived, it looked like this. It was everything I had wanted plus more. I was a tiny little bit disappointed that the edges that I had so loved disappeared. Obviously, there's nothing that they could have done about that. But it was the ultimate ring. flash forward to me wearing the ring. Here are a few photos. This was when I had no halo, so obviously when you see the ring now, it does have a halo. We took it to Bali with us, we took it to Thailand, and yeah, it was an absolutely magical ring. It was a magical time. I loved this ring with everything that I had, but because I'm super dramatic and super ridiculous, I basically said to Jackson that I don't think it's enough sparkle. I was a lucky girl, and my birthday was coming up, and I had found a photo of basically my ring, and she had this bubble ring, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I'll insert it here. And both of them actually are Morganite, but I ended up getting the diamond version from Michael Hill, which I still obviously have that ring. I actually wear it as part of my set now, which I love. You can see it here. But I ended up wearing it together with my Morganite, and it was a match made in heaven. So many people complimented me on it. I don't think it took away from my Morganite. I think it was just the right amount of sparkle. It was honestly one of the magical sort of sets that I've had. So flash forward to, we came back, so that was all in 2018. So flash forward to 2019, and I had just put the idea out there, what if we added a halo? How much would it cost? What would it look like? What's the process? I was really interested to know, so I stuck my nose into Gregory. I asked them, I put it all on the table, and I said, look, it's not enough sparkle for me. What do you think I can do? He said, look, we can add the halo. It's not a problem. In terms of, now, this is the thing that a lot of people are curious about. So I actually do not have a halo that wraps around the top of the stone. It is technically a hidden halo. Well, in my opinion, it doesn't take away from the size of the stone. I actually thought at the time that it was going to, because my biggest fear was like, I don't like the ring because I have like 6 halos and it takes away from the original stone. So when I saw the ring for the first time, I actually don't have a photo of when we got it in the box. I was in tears when I first saw it, and Jackson was like, okay, I can see that that was what you wanted this whole time. So look, I think when I think back, because they did ask if I wanted a halo in the first place, and I said no, because I honestly didn't really think that I wanted the halo. You know, thinking back on it, should I have gotten the halo? Probably not, because then we wouldn't have been able to go through the whole process, but you live and you learn. You live and you learn. So here are a couple photos of me obsessing over it. I think it was just an absolute beautiful ring with the halo. So many people began complimenting me again on it. People thought it was really interesting that it was a hidden halo, not just like normal standard halo. That is everything for today's video. If you have any questions about the Morganite or any sort of thing to do with the process, let me know in the comments down below, and I will be replying. Until the next video, I hope you guys vibe well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.